The night hung heavy over the frontier colony of Outpost Verdant, the twin moons casting silvery light across bulbous fungal growths and jagged rock formations. The air smelled of algae and damp stone. Nestled at the edge of settlement stood the modest dwelling of Lieutenant Honora Vance, the colony's tactician, whose reputation for precision was matched only by the rumors swirling around her diminutive companion, a tiny earth cat named Pip. For months, the hardened soldiers and frontier scientists had scoffed at the creature. Pip weighed less than a kilo and spent her days curled into a ball atop Vance's stacked data slate files, purring contentedly, twitching her whiskers at the faint hum of the colony's life support. A creature like that, they sneered, could never survive the harsh realities of a world where razor-fanged Fangbeasts lurked in the shadows. Yet here she was, unimpressive and pampered, purring louder than a hover lift in maintenance mode. Lieutenant Vance tolerated the teasing with a cool smile. "Pip's harmless," she'd say, tone light. "Besides, she keeps the rodents at bay. Someone has to." The others rolled their eyes. Corporal Rellease, a 6-foot-tall veteran with burn scars across his neck, muttered under his breath, "Harmless until she's lunch." Dr. Amrita Sol, chief xenobiologist, once quipped aloud, "If that furball even sniffs a Fangbeast, it'll defiantly run the other way." Hell, I wouldn't blame it. They all imagined a frightened cat bolting at the first sign of real danger. But reality sometimes defied the narrow gaze of cynics. On the night cycle of Solis Prime, the outpost's perimeter alarms shrieked abruptly. Vance jolted from her rack, Pip leaping from the pillows to arch her back in a hissy silhouette. The outpost's floodlights failed to trigger over the sector. Someone or something was cutting the power. Vance grabbed her pulse rifle and motioned for Corporal Rellease. "Check the grid bypass station. I'll secure Sector B." Rellease nodded, helmet clanking, and was gone before the door cycled shut. Vance crouched, scanning the strobing corridors. Pip darted at her feet, tail twitching, ears flat. The cat's behavior was odd, a mix of excitement and caution. She edged down the corridor towards Sector B, heart hammering, senses sharpened. Every shadow could hide a Fangbeast. Spider-like predators with venomous fangs evolved to paralyze prey before devouring it alive. They were rare, but when found, they were lethal. A flashlight's beam caught something scampering across the transport lines. Pip, nimble as a shadow, bounded ahead. Vance frowned. The cat, unarmed and tiny, should have hesitated, but she didn't. Pip disappeared around the corner. A moment later, an agonized shriek echoed. Vance sprinted after the sounds, rifle leveled. In the dim red glow of the auxiliary power lights, Vance found Pip poised over a monstrous shape. The creature, twice the size of a man, dark chitinous plates and serrated leg joints, lay on the metal grating floor, fangs protruding at impossible angles. Its venom sacs bulged grotesquely, a viscous green droplet slowly oozing from the tip. The Fangbeast's eyes were glazed in shock. Pip's claws were sheathed in ichor, venom from the beast that should have incapacitated any mammal instantly. Vance's jaw dropped. "By the stars, Pip!" At her voice, Pip looked up, calm, leisurely licking one paw. The cat blinked, no tremors, no signs of slowing. The creature exhaled a choke, tried to rear up, but collapsed again. Its legs twitched as if in delirium. Vance saw the Fangbeast's venom latch onto the iron alloy floor, designed to neutralize many organic toxins. Yet no antidote had been triggered. Somehow, Pip's biological makeup withstood the poison long enough to finish the job. Vance knelt carefully, checking Pip for any puncture marks. Nil. The cat was pristine, yet her coat glimmered deathly shine of Fangbeast bile. Outside, Rellease burst in, shotgun raised. "Contact! Where?" His gaze landed on the downed predator and Pip. He froze. "By the Emperor! You killed it." "They made fun," Vance muttered in awe, recalling the physicist's scoffs. "But this furball, she survived a Fangbeast's venom." A chorus of clicks and beeps announced reinforcements arriving to restore full power. Soon, the floodlights slammed on, revealing the venom-drenched chamber. By dawn's early light, the colony council convened. Vance presented Pip, enthroned atop a holodeble. Delegates filed past, voices hushed in reverent tones. "Dr. Soul," Vance called. "What is this venom's half-life on Solis Prime's alloy surfaces?" Soul tapped data slate scribbles. "Usually, the venom remains potent for at least 12 hours before degradation. But the alloy here shows no catalytic agents. This was pure Fangbeast toxin." "And the felid physiology?" Rel-Lise prompted. "It's unprecedented," she said. "Earth cats aren't invasive on this planet. They lack the adaptations. Yet Pip's blood revealed traces of a protease we've never seen. She digested venom proteins as if they were mere treats." A murmur rose. The colony's xenobiology protocols forbade introducing Earth fauna. Pip was technically contraband, an emotional support animal illegally smuggled by Vance. But now the data presented a paradigm shift. Counselor Thrask, his multiocular lenses reflecting the holodable's glow, leaned forward. "We have protocols for lateral gene transfer studies, but they're theoretical. Here, this cat is living proof." Vance gently lifted Pip. The cat purred, whiskers vibrating with contentment. Suddenly, the assembled experts lost their previous disdain. Word spread quickly. Over meals in the communal mess hall, discussions pivoted from mocking the tiny fluffball to marveling at its lethal resilience. Rel-Lise quietly approached Vance's table, wiping a tablet screen. "Lieutenant," he began, voice low, "I owe you and Pip an apology." Vance smiled, stroking Pip's head. "Just don't call her Fluffball." His grin cracked. "Agreed." Dr. Soul approached carrying a sealed specimen container. "We've collected Fangbeast venom samples and Pip's blood. We'll need to run full genomic sequencing. If this protease gene can be isolated, we might develop a universal antivenom." Vance's eyes shone. "And we can reinforce the colony's defenses. Less risk to personnel." The entire outpost rallied. Pip became an honorary member of the security division. Guards posted near corridors would now hail the cat, offering delicious lizard treats engineered by the culinary replicator. Even Commodore Jex, visiting to inspect the outpost's defenses, paused to let Pip brush against his boot. He released a soft chuckle. "Never trust appearances," he muttered, patting her head. Weeks later, the colony's labs whirred as scientists collaborated across shifts. New antivenom prototypes underwent clinical trials on anesthetized fangbeasts captured near the perimeter. Each injection neutralized their venom within minutes. A commemorative plaque was unveiled in the main corridor, in honor of Pip, the tiny protector. Beneath it, a relief carving depicted a small cat standing over a monstrous fangbeast, tail erect in triumph. Vance, in full dress uniform, pinned a medal on her chest. "For bravery and pioneering breakthroughs," the plaque read. Pip rubbed against the medal as if claiming her share. She received a smooth back rub from Vance, eyes half closed in bliss. Corporal Rel-Lise saluted the cat. "At ease, soldier." And so, Outpost Verdant entered a new era. Its inhabitants no longer scoffed at humble origins. They learned to honor strength where it dwelt, even in the tiniest of forms. Pip resumed her station atop Vance's dataslate files, a silent guardian with deadly capability. The colony thrived, protected by its most unexpected champion. In the months that followed, traders and envoys requested live samples of Pip's protease enzyme. The small cat's legacy extended beyond the frontier, a testament that valor and power are not measured in size, but in the quiet courage to face piercing fangs and emerge victorious. And whenever newcomers doubted Pip's worth, veterans would tell the tale. They made fun of the human's tiny cat until it killed a poisoned fangbeast in its sleep. From that day on, no one ever underestimated an Earth cat again.